morning. It's Saturday and we're here at Snetterton for a race weekend. Well, as you can see from the track, it's wet. It's I would say it's damp. It's not really wet. It rained overnight and it's not raining now. According to my weather radar, we're going to have a short bit of light rain in about 30 minutes, and it's going to be a little bit patchy all morning. Well, I don't know. I think it's probably going to be one of those days where we're sort of guessing what it's going to do next and deciding whether to go wet or dry for our race. So we'll have to wait and see how we get on. Today we've got two qualifyings. First thing, I think we're out first with the Thunderbike Sport qualifying, and then we've got a very short gap before we're out on the Mini Twin qualifying. And then we've got today two Thunderbike Sport races and two Mini Twin races. Each of those races is approximately 15 miles long. So yeah, so we've got a busy day, 6 track sessions effectively. So let's see how the day pans out. Well, you can see behind me the bike is in bits. That's the main bike. Will's gone out on the spare bike, on the wet bike, because it is wet. He's just going out for qualifying now. But we went to start both bikes up this morning just to warm them up, and the main bike didn't start. So we've been pulling it apart, trying to get that working, and trying to find out what's wrong with it. But we still haven't managed to work that one out. So yeah, we're working on that at the moment. But Will's just headed out for qualifying for the Thunderbike Sports. So we'll see how he progresses there. Didn't get to watch much of that qualifying because we were working on the bike, as you can still see behind us. We're still looking at that. We're desperately trying to find the error. We had to replace the ignition switch yesterday and we're wondering whether it's something to do with that, but we're looking at that continues. Qualifying, the checker flag gone out. I don't know if you can just see there the checker flag waving. Will's just crossed the line. It looks like he's got 4th in qualifying. That's out of 50 bikes. It's wet and that obviously helps him to go a bit better. But to get 4th is good, and that's the first time we've seen that bike competitive. We saw it in practice looking competitive, but actually in a proper timed session. So that's great to see as well. So we're just waiting to come back in. Although he's 4th, because it's such a big group, they split them up into 3 groups. So chances are he's going to have 2 front row starts today, and which is great news. It's great news, and we'll see how he gets on with that. So we'll just
Can we go outside where it's a bit quieter?
4th, Will.
I'm shocked really, because it was so slippery and so uncomfortable. I felt like I was about 40 seconds slower than no, not quite, but I felt really slow compared to where I should have been. I wasn't even getting my knee down on the bike. It was already sliding and tucking the front and all over the place. But yeah, clearly it's the same for everyone, so happy with 4th-ish.
I think you were 2,000ths of a second off 3rd.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, Alex Robinson came past, I'm assuming he's in front of me.
Yeah.
My last lap was quicker until I got caught up in the back section.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alex came past me and I was like, you're gonna crash at that speed, and he crashed the next lap. So yeah, it's a shame, but it's just so slippery.
He's heading out for the Mini Twin qualifying now, and on the wet bike, as you can see, the other bike is still in pits. We're still working on that right now. You can probably see from the pit lane that the track is still wet and drying, so he's on wet tyres. It may be the wrong tyre, but we don't have any choice. It is what it is. So he's going out there. Let's see how he progresses this time. Well, that was quite an interesting session. You probably noticed on the floor it looks a little bit wetter than it did on the last clip. They went out there. Will was cracking. He had a couple of really good laps and then just came in. And I said, "What are you coming in for?" He said, "It's raining. I'm not going to go any faster." And sure enough, everybody who stayed out just got getting slower and slower and slower. And they got wetter. However, Will went out there and nailed a couple of cracking laps, and he's now in 2nd position in qualifying. So front row start right in the middle. So brilliant achievement, and great result, and very mature to sort of come in instead of risking the bike and everything else in the conditions. He had one moment While he was out there, he said he thought he slid off, but he managed to save it. But so he came in, with a big smile on his face, looking like he enjoyed that one as well. So excellent. So we're waiting for the Thunderbite Sports race. Will be coming up next, the first race there. Well, hopefully you can see the bike behind me is back together again now. We had a bit of a yesterday. We had a problem with the ignition switch, and we put a new one on it. I think I'll probably show you that there. But we put a new ignition switch on. On the ignition switch, there is a 100 ohm resistor, and they put that on there on Suzuki's really to stop people hot wiring bikes and nicking them. So the resistor, after we put the new switch in, actually broke. It just cracked and it came apart. So we didn't know that at the time, and it ran yesterday and it ran okay, but obviously it had a loose connection, and that's what we had to dig down deep to find, and we found it. So we put a new resistor in it and put it back together, and it seems to be fine. I have to say, I over the winter months, we built the spare bike, that one there, the one with the black tank, and actually part of that process involved building a race wiring loom and things like that. So it was fortunate that because I went through that experience, and I was able to identify the issue much quicker and work out what was wrong. So Paul and I worked on the bike, and it was very much a joint effort, but it was good, and we got it going. And good. We're just waiting for the next race. The next race is actually not going to be a Thunderbite Sport race. It's going to be the mini twin race. With Thunderbite Sports, because there's so many riders, they split them into 3 groups: A, B, and C. And A and B have just raced, and then I think A and C will race, and then B and C will race. So everybody gets 2 races, and everybody gets to race everybody else. But they just do that so they can cope with more riders. And Will's in Group C. It's purely done on ABC as you go down the order, approximately. All the rookie riders are also in C, purely to keep them all together, because they obviously have a separate championship when there's enough of them here. So that's the way it works. So so next race is mini twin race, and then we've got a Thunderbike Sport race. So the mini twin race, Will's second on the grid. We'll just watch one of the races start. There's one just starting now. Behind me, we've got the garage door shut because the weather is absolutely appalling. I think you can probably see my wet hair. And the spray is horrendous. The conditions are horrendous as well. So so hopefully it'll stop raining and start drying out at some point. But we think for Will's first race, it's certainly going to be quite damp, shall we say. Well, as you can see, it's still wet, and Will's just gone out for his first race, which is the mini twin race. He should be second on the grid, so I might walk up there and try to video the start. But appalling, the conditions are still quite appalling. In fact, we're just sort of waiting to see how it goes on. The conditions are quite, the visibility is quite bad as well, so it's good that he's at the front of the grid. I hope he stays somewhere up that way, because it'll help his visibility at least in the opening lap or two. So anyway, let's see how he gets on with this race. Hopefully he'll enjoy himself. You can see from that start how bad the spray was, but it looked like Will got a good start there. It looked like he got away well, so we'll just have to wait now until they come round and see where he is as they come back round the whole track. It's a long track. A lap's going to be somewhere in around just 2.5 minutes in these conditions. So let's see how he gets on. Yeah, it's quite wet out there. I've dried myself off with an oily rag. We're just waiting for Will to come back in what we refer to as the van of shame. It feels like he had a bit of a low side, so quite a tame sort of slide off in the first lap. So we're just waiting. I'm sure he'll tell us more about it when he gets back. Well, we're still waiting for Will to come back. The next race has started. What we think is because there was 13 riders went down in Will's race, that they probably left him out on the circuit because he's okay there and safe until this race is finished, and then they'll go pick them all up then. After this race there's a lunch break, so they've got a bit longer. So we're still waiting. Some of the other riders in Will's race confirmed he was okay. He gave them a thumbs up as they rode round, and you know, they were saying, well, you know, it looked like he hit a puddle on the apex, and that took him out. So we'll see. We'll see.
Live like I'm not scared, give when it's not